Lewis Smith.
Greetings, Toastmaster. Greetings to the rest of you wonderful Toastmasters. When I first started writing my speech, ladies and gentlemen, I called it Funny is My Business because I'm a stand-up comedian. But as I began to write it, I started thinking of all the tragic characters that have come through the stand-up comedy realm. Richard Pryor, Joan Rivers, and the late great Robin Williams, whose lives may not have been so tragic, but some of them ended very tragic, as in the case of Robin Williams. And as you all know, Richard Pryor burned himself up by using crack cocaine. A lot of comedians have a very tragic and dark side to themselves. So as we enjoy these people's talents and they bring us laughter, we have to learn to go under the surface of that and really know what's going on inside of that person. Because the person naturally tells jokes. A joke is very simple, ladies and gentlemen. A joke has a setup, a premise, and a punchline. Case in point, work with me. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Juanita.
Juanita.
Juanita give me a donation before the end of this show. You see, it's very simple. And to explain to you in more detail about how tragic comedy is, I think of something that has torn into the fabric of America that naturally is part of our society, but it's very tragic. Racism. Racism is very tragic. But if you look at it from the angle of a stand-up comedian, it's hilarious. Here's an example. Black guy goes to an all-white neighborhood, walks into an all-white bar, goes up to the bartender and says, "Hey, can you tell me where the brothers hang out?" The white bartender looked at the black patron and said, "You see that tree over there? That's where the brothers hang out." Now let me give you an example of how I can dress that joke up. As a comedian, I can take that joke and I can add more spice to it. Something else that I find tragic is stereotypes. Because when the black guy walks into the white bar, the stereotypical black guy would say, "Hey, yo, man, can you tell me where the brothers hang out?" The stereotypical white guy would say, "Yeah, boy, I can tell you where the brothers hang out. See that tree over yonder? That's where the brothers hang out." The brother would be like, "All right, cool, I'm going to get out of here. This ain't the place for me." Comedy is tragic. Something else, ladies and gentlemen, that is so funny. As a comedian, you bring humor to everything. Familiarity is very funny. Anything familiar is funny. Most of us have a mother and a father, right? Okay. Well, most of us, right? Except a mother and a father. Most of us, looking at this crowd, you guys look rich, but most of us, there's a few of us here that can relate, have been on food stamps and have had the struggles of life financially. So with that being familiar, I can show you where I can create something that will make you laugh. It may be tragic, but it's familiar. Everyone in the United States is familiar with one person because he's always on your television. Who is that person? The President of the United States. Now, Bill Clinton is a former president of the United States. And I'm going to give you an impression, something that a lot of comedians use in order to make people laugh. I can take Bill Clinton's voice, embody it, and when I do it, it's funny, even though when he did the speech, it wasn't funny. America, it is I, your president, Mr. Bill Clinton, and I am here to inform you that I don't care what you heard or what anyone's told you in the media, but I did not have sexual relations with Michael Jackson. I swear I did. I swear. You know, he had the nerve to say I was too goddamn old. Tragedy is comedy. Now, we all know that the president had an inappropriate relationship with an intern. That's tragedy. We all know that Michael Jackson was accused of child molestation. That's tragedy. But as a comedian, you can take that tragedy, you can flip it, and you can make it You can make it humorous. Here's another point. When we are going through our financial strain, I don't know what everyone's culture is in here, but I know when I dealt with a financial situation, I thought about